Everyone knows Annabelle. But what if I told you there are dolls even more cursed? Dolls that move when you're not looking, that whisper your name at night, that drive people insane, or worse. Tonight, we count down the 5 most terrifying cursed dolls ever recorded. Which one is the most dangerous? You're about to find out. Like, share, and subscribe to Whispers Beyond Archives, where haunted legends are never just stories. Because maybe one of these dolls is already watching you. Robert the Doll, the original haunted doll. He doesn't blink, but he watches. Always. Before the world feared Annabelle, another doll had already been terrifying generations in silence. Robert, seated quietly in a glass case at the Fort East Martello Museum in Key West, Florida, this sailor-suited doll is said to be cursed and alive. Robert once belonged to a young boy named Robert Eugene Otto in the early 1900s. Some say the doll was gifted by a Bahamian servant skilled in voodoo. Others claim it came from Germany. But what happened after the doll entered the Otto household is not in dispute. Neighbors claim they saw the doll move from window to window when no one was home. Eugene's parents often heard giggling from the room. Furniture was found overturned. Toys were mutilated. And Eugene always had the same answer. Robert did it. Even after Eugene's death, Robert's reign of fear continued. Museum staff and visitors report cold spots, electrical interference, and cameras that refuse to work in his presence. His facial expression is said to subtly shift, especially if you mock him. Some claim they've seen him blink. The curse that follows. Robert isn't just haunted, he fights back. Visitors who photograph him without asking permission have suffered tragic consequences. Accidents, illness, divorce, even death. The museum receives hundreds of letters every year, handwritten apologies begging Robert for forgiveness. Some arrive with offerings, candy, money, even jointed limbs from broken dolls. A sign beside him warns visitors to respect the rules or else. Museum curator Corey Convertito confirmed to Atlas Obscura that staff avoid speaking negatively about him, because when they do, things start to go wrong. Robert is no urban legend. He is very real. And he's still waiting. Okiku Doll, haunted doll with growing hair from Japan. In 1918, in Kurosawa Town, formerly a coal mining town near Makubetsu, Hokkaido, a toy factory worker named Eikichi Suzuki bought a doll at the Taisho Expo in Sapporo's Tanuki-Koji shopping street. He gifted it to his 3-year-old daughter named Kikuko, affectionately calling the doll Okiku. Kikuko adored the doll and played with it daily. But she tragically died on January 24, 1919. Overwhelmed with grief, her father placed Okiku on the family Buddhist altar next to her ashes. As days passed, he noticed something impossible. The doll's hair began growing, despite being a short bob originally. With each passing year, it grew longer. The family believed Kikuko's spirit had inhabited the doll. In 1938, Eikichi moved to Karafuto Island, but later returned to visit Manenji Temple. Upon seeing Okiku again, he found the hair had grown even more. His belief strengthened that the doll truly carried the spirit of his late daughter. He then donated Okiku to the temple, asking it to be preserved as a memorial to Kikuko. Paranormal reports. Visitors and temple priests claim the doll's hair continues growing, despite regular cutting. Some witnesses swear they've heard faint sobbing or observed the doll's head shifting slightly. Photography and disassembly are prohibited, based on the belief that disrespect might invite misfortune. This story remains rooted in documented temple history and local oral testimony, one of Japan's best-known haunted doll legends. Leta Out, Australia's cursed doll from Wagga Wagga. This isn't part of a horror movie. This is a Wagga Wagga nightmare, witnessed in real life. Leta Out, often simply called Leta, is not just a doll. She's a legend and a terror. Once discovered buried beneath the floorboards of an abandoned house in Wagga Wagga, New South Wales in the 1970s by Kerry Walton and his brother, this wooden doll stood out with its glassy eyes, human hair tied in a braid, and sinister smirk. They joked to each other, "Leta me out, Leta me out," and that name stuck. Soon after Leta entered the Walton household, the bizarre began. Scuff marks left around rooms, doors opening on their own, and electronics flickering without cause. Animals, especially dogs, would growl or try to flee from her sight. Some visitors reported nausea or fainting episodes. Television crews and paranormal skeptics later came calling. In 2024, YouTuber The Side Eye Guy visited Leta and found her presence unnerving. though he admitted he felt nothing supernatural. He documented her uncanny compile of hinge joints and realistic hand posture that make her seem alive. He noted a peculiar link between Leta and water. Damp weather or sudden rain often accompanied her transport. Pupa, the haunted doll from Trieste. Pupa, whose name means doll in Latin, has haunted generations. Crafted in the 1920s for a young girl in Trieste, Italy, Pupa was adored until her owner's death in 2005. Soon after, she was stored in a glass display case, and the haunting began. Museum staff and family members report that Pupa's limbs slowly shift position by themselves. Observers have seen her legs cross, her hands pressed firmly against the glass, sometimes even heard faint tapping from inside the case. On one occasion, the glass steamed over with the words, "Pupa hates this," scribbled from inside, as if by a tiny, ghostly finger. An independent investigator once claimed to film the doll coming to life. Pupa reportedly rose to her feet, moved her arms, even altered her expression mid-recording, but attempts to upload the footage failed. Every video was obscured by a thick white mist, with the words, "Pupa number," scrawled across the screen. While Pupa's behavior is less violent than Robert or Annabelle, her silent, calculated presence, combined with her apparent desire to escape the case, makes her a uniquely unnerving curse. Juliet, the doll that straps 4 souls across generations. This isn't just a haunted doll. It's a century-old curse, passed from mother to daughter. Juliet is said to hold within her the souls of every male child born to one family for 4 generations, and none of them lived past day 3. Legend has it the doll was gifted to Anna's great-grandmother during her pregnancy by a bitter friend. Said friend allegedly cursed the doll out of jealousy. The woman soon gave birth to a boy, who tragically died on the 3rd day. That same fate followed every male child born in the family, 3 days and gone. At night, family matriarchs reported hearing faint baby cries from within the doll, sometimes painfully human, sometimes multiple voices, each crying in distress. Anna, the current guardian of Juliet, claims she hears 4 distinct infant cries, each representing one of the past lost sons. Though never physically violent, the doll brought grief every generation. Even with each tragedy, the family refused to dispose of Juliet, believing it held the souls they couldn't abandon. So do you still believe they're just dolls? From Robert's eternal stare to Juliet's chilling cries, each cursed doll carries more than just legends. They carry whispers of the unknown. But now the real question is, do you believe in cursed dolls? Have you ever felt a doll watching you at night? Hauntings, or worse, moved when no one was looking? Tell us what you think in the comments. We're always watching. Like, share, and subscribe if you want more haunted truths. Because this Thursday, we're going deeper into the shadows. In the next episode, we ascend into the misty peaks of Genting Highlands, where ghost sightings, haunted hotels, and unspoken tragedies still echo in the fog. Whispers Beyond Archives drops fresh chills twice a week. Stay tuned. You never know what's hiding in the next upload. Until then, keep your dolls locked away, and always keep the lights on.